Hello, friends. How are you? Welcome back and welcome if you're new here. I did see my count went up a little bit. I have a couple more new subscribers. And so welcome and welcome back. We are here today because we are going to create this pretty little tag that I have made using ephemera and the little envelopes that we created in my Mass Make March video, which came out yesterday. And the ephemera is, you can see I've already begun cutting. The ephemera and the pages, I should say. I have a couple of the pages still left here, and I'm just grabbing them to show you. Are from one of Tracy Fox's new kits. It's called Layered Bits and Bobs. Okay, and it comes with a few pages of ephemera, and it comes with these pretty background papers, and which you could more than likely create a beautiful journal out of, but we're just using it to make a tag today. That's another copy of that one because I didn't know which colors I was going to use to create my little envelopes with. And so there's another page and another page of ephemera. These are printed at full size. I did print out, you can see I like my butterflies. I did print some of them at 50%. Do I have anything left from there? No, I printed them at 50%, and this is just to show you. These are the butterflies when I printed, oh goodness, this page. I printed it at 50%, and so here is the actual size of the butterfly, and here it is printed out at 50%. So if you want to follow along and use those, you can print yours at 50%. Here's some beautiful bows. Oh, and here's a page. Okay, this is what it looks like printed at 50%. And I'm not sure. I don't know which one I have. Nope, it's not that one either. No, but that's the size they come out to be. Oh, I can show you with one of the pieces of ephemera that we're going to use on our tag today. Here is the actual size image, and here it is printed at 50%. Okay, so yeah, so that's some of the pages and the ephemera that come with the kit, and I will link the kit in the description box below. And if you saw yesterday's video, you'll know that these envelopes were created using the pages from the kit, okay, that I printed out on cardstock. So this was the project that I promised you yesterday that we were going to be making. And what I'm using here is one of the Ranger distress tags. It's the number 8 size. And if you want the actual measurements, let me get this for you. They are, well, I guess it's on here. I don't even have to measure them for you. Duh. They are 6 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. Okay. So that's what we're using. I was just a little lazy and I didn't feel like die cutting tags. Otherwise, I would have cut them onto the heavy stock. So how we begin is we are going to be making our background, and we are going to be using the stencil by Gina K, and it's called Fizzy. I got mine, I believe I got it at Simon Says Stamp. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take our stencil. I should have brought over my magnetic board for this, but we're just going to wing it. I have a domed foam here, and I'm using Distress Oxide in Bundled Sage. And we are going to use our stencil to create a little bubbly background. Okay, I'm saying bubbly because the stencil is called Fizzy. So it is our fizzy little bubbles. I'm just going to bring this over here because, again, working around the tripod. And so we're going to go around. I have already inked the edges of the tag using my vintage photo. And so, yeah, I figured I would get one step out of the way. And so we're just going to go all the way around. And we're going to lay down a nice layer of color using our stencil and our domed foam. And we may have to ink the edges again, but we'll see when we're done. Okay, so how is everybody doing? I hope you've been watching the Mass Make March, hashtag Mass Make March 2025. If you put in the hashtag on your search bar on YouTube, whether you're watching on TV or on an iPad or whatever else you might have, your computer, put in the hashtag and you can bring up not only my videos, but also the videos of the other people who have been doing mass makes for the month of March. Look how pretty that is. Oh, look, and I inked the top, but that's okay. Okay, and now we're just going to do it again. We're going to go on the back, and we're going to ink up the back too, because we don't want a plain back on our tag. And you can use this if you want to create a little tag book. It does have, these tags do have a hole, a center hole in the top. And so you could very easily, is what I meant to say, very easily hook these onto a binder ring and make yourself a little tag book and keep collecting them. If you want to collect your little tags that you've made, you can do it that way. You can tuck them in the pocket of a journal. If you want to use the kit and go ahead and make a journal, you can do that with them. Or you can just leave it on your desk or your work surface and just look at it and say, wow, look how pretty that thing is that I created. Okay, so I think that's good enough. Yeah, that seems pretty decent, and I will clean that off afterwards. And now what we're going to do, I don't think we really need to ink those edges again. Maybe just a little. We'll go around them and try to bring in some of the grunge, because you know me, I love the grunge. And I do have a new, oh, I got to clean my little mat there. I have a new vintage photo that I'm breaking in. And yeah, okay, I think that's good. Do we want a little on the back? Sure, why not? So how has everybody been doing? I hope you've been watching my Mass Make March videos. I think I have 3 now. I haven't really had much time to get too many of them done. If you really are into them, like I said, put in the hashtag and it will bring up for you the other people that are doing this. Let me wipe my mat off here. The baby wipe. My well-loved baby wipes. You know me, I use them till they die. And so, yeah, let's clean that off and wipe off my fingers a little. And now we'll begin putting our tag together. Now you can see here, I've used 4 of the envelopes in the various sizes that we created. And so we're going to start off with our larger envelope. And I want that one to be glued closed because I want my little bow to kind of flare out over it. And so I am going to close my envelope, and I'm just going to put some glue around the edges and in the center and bring that over and close that up. And like I told you yesterday, you can create little pages out of book pages, music sheets, and the like, to create a little piece of paper that you might want to come peeking out of your envelope. What I've used here, and you can see I roughed up the edges, is a scrap piece of paper. I do have some strips left over. Let me see if I can grab one. I have some strips left over from when I cut my pieces of paper that I needed to create my envelopes. And so I made a little piece of paper that can come out of my envelope. And I made this one to fit into the medium-sized one. Okay, and it will slide right in like so. And the piece that I used for it is, I did measure it before, and I told myself I was going to write it down. Just about 2 by, let's see if I fold that out flat, 2 by 2 1/4. Okay, and so that's what I used to make my little, shall we say, letter to come out of my envelope. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this piece of paper inside of my envelope like so. And you can see I've grunged up the corner a little bit. So I'm going to grab my glue and we are just going to glue all the way around on here. And we are going to slide our supposed love letter inside our envelope, and we'll push down just to make sure that it's stuck in there. Okay, so now we have our second envelope. And then we have our other 2 little envelopes, which I don't know if I'm going to do what I did here. I partially glued one shut and I left one open. I'm going to see how it comes out once we lay out our little card. Because for this one, I did cut out an extra piece of ephemera. I cut out the little flower here just because everything kind of color coordinated. And so here are the butterflies that I've chosen to use on this tag. And here is the bow that I've chosen. Okay, so let's get to assembling and we will make our little tag. Now I am going to lay out my envelopes to see exactly where I want to place everything on my tag. I'm going to pull that down a little because I kind of want them to overlap like this on the bottom. And which butterfly should I put down here? I think I'm going to put the more vibrant one down here. And so we'll do that like that. Okay, so let's start gluing our envelopes down. And I'm just going to take a pencil and I am going to make a little mark right here just so I know where to start my first envelope. Okay, so since it's hanging off the edge of the tag, I'm only going to glue this portion. So I'm going to put my fingers over this edge that I don't want glued, and I'm going to put glue around the rest of the back of the envelope. Aren't these pages beautiful? They would make such a lovely journal. Okay, and now we're going to turn it over and we're going to put our envelope down like so. Okay, and then we're going to take and we're just going to measure again to make sure that I'm putting this envelope in the right place. And no, I want to bring that down a little bit down to here. Oh, I forgot to glue my flower down. Okay, I'm going to make a little mark here like so where I want to put this envelope. But first, I'm going to glue my flower down onto here. We may want to move our envelope over a little. No, I think we're going to move our envelope. So I'm going to make a little mark here and a little mark here. And we're just going to pull this flower up and play with it and see where we want to place our smaller envelopes. Okay, that one can go right about there. Okay, let's make a little mark in here where we want to put our flower. Okay, and you can go back and erase these marks, but I find that doing this helps me to know where I'm placing things. And this one, we're going to put a little mark here and here. And then our final little envelope will go right on there like that. But we don't really need to make a mark because we'll be placing it based on where all of our other things are going. Okay, I'm going to move this up a little so you can see what I'm doing. Now, I am just going to glue my flower on the portion of it that needs to have glue on it so it stays stuck down. So I'm going to run my glue on the back from this line. Where do I have it? from here to here, okay? So we're going to put glue on this whole side of the flower. All right. And let's see, I cut my center of my flower out, and if you know me, you know that I am dreadfully afraid of craft knives, and so I tend to find other ways to cut the little hole out. And so I cut my two stems apart, and you can see here that I cut my two stems apart, and that is how I cut out that little centerpiece on my flower. And so we're just gonna glue that down nice and tight like so, okay? I'm going to flip it over and make sure I didn't get any glue sticking out on the back, and I do have a little bit here. I'm just going to wipe that off. And you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to grab my stencil, and I'm going to make a little bit of a stencil using my leftover ink. I'm going to stencil the back of that butterfly so that it's not so blaring white when you turn it over, okay? Oh, not butterfly, flower, I'm sorry. And then we're going to take and we're going to glue down our next envelope, okay? And we're going to glue all over the back of it so that it stays in place. So we're going to be putting glue all over, even on our little flap here, okay? And we're just going to place it along where we made those marks. And we're going to push down, okay, like so. And there's a lot of dimension to this tag. It's kind of a sensory thing where you can actually, you know, touch it and you'll feel all the fun little things that are on it. And so now we're going to put our next envelope down here, okay, and we still have to decide. So I'm going to leave my flap unglued. I'm just going to glue down, excuse me, I get the hiccups, the actual envelope portion of it, and we're going to leave the flap flapping around, okay, and we're going to line it up with those pencil marks, okay, and there we go. We have that little envelope on there, and oh, here it is. And then we're going to do the same thing with this envelope. We're going to kind of glue it just so that it touches the bottom edge and the side edge of the tag. And again, we're not going to glue the flap down because I haven't decided what I want to do once I add my butterfly, what I want to do with it. I do want to put a nice amount of glue on so that because the tag is so layered, we want to make sure that our envelope stays stuck, okay? So there's the basis for our little tag, and I'm going to wipe that glue off back of there, okay, because I don't want my flap to glue down without me knowing about it. And so now what we're going to do, I have inked the edges of my butterfly, and you've seen me do this before. I'm going to bend my little butterfly a bit just so his wings are raised up so that it gives it a little bit more dimension, okay? And there we go, okay? So now we have that, okay? I'll bring it up a little closer. We bend our sides in. And I'm going to add glue to the back of my butterfly, only on the body portion and onto the antenna, because I want my wings to kind of flap freely, shall we say. And I'm going to push that down. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's stuck down like so. All right, push his body down. And then I'm going to roll his other wings up a little so they look like they're flapping. Now is when we're going to decide if we're going to glue down the flaps of our envelopes or just glue down a portion. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave one side of the envelope open so that it helps support that wing there. And so I'm just going to put a little glue here to keep this side of the envelope down. And so I'm going to put a little bit here. And I'm going to bring my envelope flap over and I'm going to close it. But at the same time that I'm closing it, I am also going to bend it up so that it will help support the butterfly's wing. And I think we're going to do the same thing on this side. So on this envelope rather. And so I think we're just going to put a little glue right there. And we're going to close our envelope. And again, at the same time, we're going to kind of bend it a little so that the flap pops up. Okay, like so. And so that it will help to support our butterfly wings. Okay. You don't have to do this. I'm going to hold this down because they're still wet. But it does just give it a little bit of dimension. We can also take our flower. Oop, I got glue on my mat. Take our flower and ease it over so that it is popping up as well. Okay. Now we do have one more butterfly left, but this one is going to go up at the top here, but we also have our pretty bow that we're going to add on. And we are going to glue our bow on just below the opening here for where the tag, the hole in the tag is. And so I'm going to take and I am going to glue my bow down, and I am only going to glue the top portion where the actual bow part is, and I'm going to leave these flaps up, okay? And I'm going to maybe turn them up a little, like so. And we're going to figure out where we can place our other butterfly. And I think we could actually squeeze him in right there. And what we'll do in this case is we will only bend up, well, we'll bend both wings to make it, give it dimension. But I think the only one we're going to worry about staying bent up is that one. We are still only going to glue our body down, okay? And we're going to kind of flap it around, making sure. When I did this before, I used my magnetic board, and so I had something heavy holding this butterfly down in place. Okay, so what we'll do now, first of all, is we're going to glue this bow down, and then we'll put our butterfly right about there, okay? So I'm just going to take, and I am just going to put glue over this portion of our bow, okay, because that's the part we want to stay stuck down. I'm not going to put bow on the ribbon portion, the part that hangs down. I'm just going to put it again around the part where the actual bow is, and I'm going to put it just below the opening for the little hole on our tag. I'm just going to flip it towards me and make sure that I have it relatively straight on here. Okay, so now we have our bow glued down, but we still have our little ribbons flapping, and we can turn those also, both sides of the ribbon that is hanging down. So this way it gives it a little bit more dimension, and I'm going to push this bow down and hold it a little bit better. Okay, and now we're going to take our butterfly and we're going to fit him or her in. We're going to tuck the one wing just under where the bow is, okay, like so. And I'm just, again, I'm going to put glue just on the body portion, okay, a little bit over more to the side of that and across both antennas. And we're going to take our butterfly and we're going to slide him carefully under our bow. And we're going to push down and make sure his antennas are stuck. Okay, and we'll turn up this portion of his body, the one side, which in this case is the left side. And we're still going to keep holding it down. And we can just lift the bow a little and maybe roll this portion of the wing here, like so. Just a little bit, just gently. Okay. So to, like I said, to add a little bit of dimension, and we're just going to gently grab this part where his foot is, and we're going to roll that up too. And we're going to make sure our paper is on. And there we have our little tag. but we need to add some ribbon to it. And so you may remember seeing me use this ribbon. It's the green cotton ribbon from Michaels. And we're gonna cut our little triangle corners into it. If you don't know how to do that, you fold your bow in half, like so, and you cut from the folded edge to create your little triangle, or whatever you want to call it. And you have something that looks like that, okay? This piece is relatively long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in to the hole with the bow, the ribbon rather, and I'm going to pull it up in the back and see how long I want it. And I think that's long enough, so we'll cut a little bit off of here, like so, and we'll save this for something else. And again, we'll put our little, I guess, wings into our bow. And so we'll just give it a snip. And so there we go. We have our pretty ribbon for our tag. And I am just going to grab my Tim Holtz tiny attacher. I'm going to turn it over. And I think I'm going to drag it a little bit further so they're closer together, like so. I'm going to grab my tiny attacher, and I am just going to put a staple in. And now we have our tag with our ribbon and our butterflies. We could actually probably put another butterfly here. Maybe I will go away and cut one out. And okay, I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back. I've just gone over and I've cut out another little butterfly, and I'm just going to ink him up like so. Oh, I think we need to, where are my tiny scissors? Here they are. I think I missed a spot. We need to cut this little part out right here. I'm just going to make a little trim, a little snippety snip. Cut that out right there. And get rid of that little bit there. Okay, if I can get a hold of it. Okay, it would have bothered me. I know it's a tiny little piece, but it would have bothered me that it was there. So we're just going to go around and we're going to ink him up. And I picked a teeny tiny one, because I just kind of want to fit him in there. And I don't know which way he should. I think we're going to make him fly away like that. So we're going to bend up his body. Okay, like so. And we're going to point him in that direction, that way. And I think we're just going to glue him down right there. Okay, so let's put a little glue. I don't like to see too many empty spots on my tags. It makes me crazy. It's like, Joni, why didn't you use that spot for something? So we're going to turn him and we're going to glue him right there. And we're going to turn up his wings. They're so tiny. Like so. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I've been drinking a lot of water. I bought one of those water bottles that you use the reusable cartridges in. So I've been drinking a lot of water because I'm having fun playing with my new toy. Okay, I think that has filled in that void. So what do you think? I hope you like that. Let me zoom out just a little bit. I was staying close so you guys could see what I was doing, but now I can probably give you a better view of the tag at this point. So there we go. So there's the tag that we made together. Again, you can just use it in a little tag book or in a pocket in a journal. And here's the one that I made as my prototype. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you had fun. Go over and check out my Mass Make March video from yesterday, and you'll learn how to make those teeny tiny envelopes. And of course, follow the hashtag Mass Make March 2025 and follow up and see what everybody else is doing. And so that's it for today. I do have another video planned, which I'm hoping to do tomorrow. It's going to be another All and Create. I've made a couple of little inked and oxide tags, so we may do something with our other All Create stamps that I had left over. But for now, I'm going to send you lots of love and big hugs and ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps everybody out when you do that, not just me, but it helps everybody. And also be sure to check out the description box below the video. I will link the kit. I will link these tags, so if you want to go and pick them up. I got them on Amazon relatively cheap. I will search them up on Ranger, and I'll link them there as well. And you can also, you'll find the links to follow me on Instagram, follow me on my Facebook channel, also on my KoFi. I do have a couple of little items on there. I'm relatively new to uploading digitals, but there are a couple of cute little things that you can use. There are videos for the items that are on there, so if you want to go back and check out my videos, you'll see it has the information there. All right, so again, lots of love, big hugs, like, subscribe, comment. Check out my video from yesterday. You'll learn how to make the envelopes. Check out this kit. From what I showed you, you can already see that it is absolutely stunning. And you'll have a lot of fun with it. Okay, guys? Take care for now. I'll see you soon. Bye.